Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm gonna try something a little different today. I'm doing a movie review, but it's not gonna be a typical movie that I would normally review. Um, and I'm sorry about some of these reviews I'm gonna be doing, guys. Situation is the company that I was working at closed down, and I had to do the unthinkable. I had to sell the majority of my movies, but I backed them all up. So now I have um, as you can see here, I have tons and tons upon tons of just movies everywhere. Backup copies. I'm steadily trying to build up my collection back, but I do still have a ton of movies, so you just have to bear with me. And I'm still fairly new to YouTube. I've met some really awesome people, some very nice people, and I'm just going to give a quick shout out to a couple of these people here. If you haven't subscribed to these people's channel, if you're into movies or into, some of the guys are into great music, as I am too, girls I should say too, but I'm just going to shout out to these people really quick. If you haven't checked them out, their channel, you need to check them out. The first is a YouTuber, Jill Kill, the Jill Kill. She's super nice, awesome channel. DJ Boy 3275, awesome guy, nice channel. Newer, well, I say newer, I think he was on here before, but I just had to talk to him just the other day. Winter King 1967. Girls and Gore, super nice guy. Spalding 069, Heavy Metal Real, The Hammer 56, and of course I could not leave out Willie Mark 1. I just cannot say enough. He was the very first person to welcome me to YouTube, and just super nice guy. If you have not subscribed to his channel, you most definitely need to do that. Okay, let me get on with this and hurry up and get this started. The movie that I'm going to talk about today is a documentary, and it is called Until the Light Takes Us. Basically what this movie is, I'm very big into movies, music, everything. This is a documentary that was made back in '99, I believe. It was released in 2010. Basically what this movie is about, it is a documentary on the Norwegian black metal scene that took place in the 90s. You have Varg. I'm probably going to butcher these names, but I'm going to try my best, even though I've heard them 50 million times. But you have Varg Vikernes, I think. Maybe that's how you pronounce it. He's probably the most well-known. And of course you have, I'm going to use some of their nickname. I mean, you have Faust from the band Emperor. Then you have Frost from Gorgoroth. Then you have, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Fenrig from Death Throne. And got him. I hate that I'm butchering these names. Basically, this is a documentary. It's an awesome documentary. If you're into metal, if you're into documentaries, you really get to see the true what went on in that whole circle. Of course, back in I believe it was in '92, they had all the church burnings. They also, of course, Varg. He was in Mayhem. Was in Burzum. He was probably the most well-known, I would say, out of all those guys for his, his involvement in the burnings of the church. Of course, he also murdered one of his bandmates, and this is another one I'm going to butcher. Euronymous, I believe, is what they call the guy. He went to his apartment. He had this whole plan to where he had said that he was going to try to, kill this guy and torture him and videotape it and post it on the internet and everything. But the whole ploy was they were going to go to his apartment and they were going to get him to sign some kind of fake contract. They were making him something about needing to get a signature, but basically he ended up stabbing this guy like 23 times. Talking about a great friend, huh? I mean, he's just a very unique character. I mean, he's almost comedic in some of the interviews that he gives. I guess I could put this back here to where you guys don't have to just look at a freaking floor. I think when they arrested this guy, he had like 150 kilograms of explosives and like 3,000 rounds of ammunition. For the role that he played in the murder and the church burnings, they gave him, I believe it was like 21 years in prison. I think he served around like 15, 16 years, and he was paroled out in 2009. I mean, you don't really have to be a huge fan of this Norwegian black metal, I mean, but I'm a huge metal fan. You know, the culture is pretty interesting to me. And this doesn't hold anything back. I mean, it gets right in there, ties everything to the, you know, the satanic stuff, paganism. I mean, you know, it's not for everybody. But if you're interested in that culture and you would really like to see how that whole scene came about, I really suggest that you check it out. It's a really good movie if you like that kind of stuff. And on the on the music theme, I'm gonna do something I don't think I've ever seen anybody on any of the channels that I watch do. And of course, I might get a lot of shit for this, but I am an avid reader. So I guess, yeah, I'm a nerd. But I wanted to talk about two books here. One of my very favorite bands. Of course, I grew up in the 80s. The whole hair metal and everything, hair bands, and, you know, everything up from, you know, thrash to, you know, the melodic metal. I mean, everything. But I've got two books here that if you're a reader, if you're into that kind of stuff, I mean, I really suggest that you check them out. The first one that I'm going to show is, this is The Dirt. This is the autobiography of the band Motley Crue. And this is a very interesting book. Just to give you an example, there's a part in here, there's some stuff I'm not going to really talk about because, like I said, I'm new to YouTube. I don't know, I want to just get flagged or get kicked off or anything like that, but they were out on tour with Ozzy one time, and they're at a hotel, and one of the guys in the band, you know, takes a piss. Ozzy goes down, laps it up. So not to be outdone, another member of Motley Crue goes out, you know, takes a piss. He's out there, you know, slurping it up off the concrete or whatever. So Ozzy, in the typical form and fashion that Ozzy is, pulls a straw out of his pocket, sees a line of ants, and he goes over there and sniffs the ants. He just runs like 2 lines of ants, like he's sniffing up some drugs or whatever. But this book is, I mean, it holds nothing back. I mean, it's just a no-holds-barred look into the life of Motley Crue. I mean, what these guys did, what they went through. I mean, all the stuff they got into, the bad times, the great times. It's an awesome book. Another book, I'm just going to talk about this just very briefly, but a great book, and that is The Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx. This is pretty much like a journal. Man, this guy just he went through hell, I'll put it to you that way. I mean, it's really cool to be able to see somebody write out something like this, to just let you know, damn shaky ass camera, just to let you know what you go through. But you know, you guys may not even give a shit. I mean, you may not even give a shit about reading, may not care about any of this, but I just, hey, you know, something I'm interested in. Maybe somebody else will find some interest in this. So, alright, that's pretty much all I've got for the night. So, you guys have a great evening.